Hello everyone, this is Mayank and welcome to my channel. So today we'll talk about one stock called InfoEdge. A lot has been discussed about the stock and particularly one of the reason because Zomato is getting listed or there are talks that Zomato will get listed. Dates are not announced but definitely it is there on the cards. So I'll talk about InfoEdge from a different perspective. We'll talk about fundamentals. Definitely we'll talk about some technical also. But from the business perspective, we'll talk a long discussion today. So this video might get a little longer and hope you will stay with me till the end so that I'll give you my perspective. So my perspective will be from a different background, my startup background. So I have my own startup. I work in a startup and I had my startup which shut down few years back. So I am somehow related to this industry for some time now and I have some brief understanding about how things works when it comes to PE and VC kind of stuff. Okay. So we'll see things in detail. Before I start into that, if you have not subscribed to my channel, please hit the subscribe button. Don't forget to hit the bell icon so that you get notified whenever I publish any new video. So let's start. We'll jump into the fundamentals first. We'll come back again in the fundamentals to see how that impact of business can happen in the fundamentals. So there are two kind of charts here. I'll show you one surprise. So now you closely notice what I'm trying to show you. The P is 79.9. The book value is 347. The debt is 68.9 crore. The net profit is minus of 238 crore. That means they have lost money. Now, one more thing, ROC is negative, ROE is negative, obviously because they have lost money. So we'll go to this particular chart. So what I'm saying right now is standalone. So it's consolidated result. So that means this includes Naukri as well as its other companies or wherever it has put money. It's combined of different entities. So if you see, the sales is increasing. And if you see profit and loss for yearly basis, even the sale has been increasing consistently. But only there is a dip of trailing 12 months as that have happened because of some losses which companies occurred because of lockdown last year or even last year itself. So this is what happened. So now it will change. So you'll notice this is consolidated. Now if you click on standalone, what changes is not only this results, what changes is the fundamentals of the business also. So now we are seeing only Naukri or only InfoEdge. If you see only InfoEdge, the revenue which comes from only InfoEdge in its all entities. ROC is very good, 18.8. ROE is also good, 12. And net profit is 206 crores, where debt is 67.9 crore. That means if you see InfoEdge as a company, the company is not losing money; it's making money. But if you see from consolidated results, with the company is in loss. So consolidated, if I again show you, the company will go in loss because of its other entities where it has invested the money. So net profit is minus 238 crore. So this is the difference. So we are seeing two businesses right now, InfoEdge and also InfoEdge invested companies. So they are together is coming as a consolidated results, and that's why the P is ROC and ROE is negative as well as and profit annually is also negative. This is the reason. Now fundamentally this company is good because they have invested in some very good companies which are doing very great right now. If you see last growth of last 11-12 years, the net profit has been increasing. In the middle saw a dip. I think it should be 2018 or 16. March 2015. I think 2015 they would have invested in some companies like Tiny Owl, which got busted. A lot of food tech companies got busted that time, and they would have lost some money, I believe, here 2015 because there was a crash of food tech companies 2015, and that's the reason they would have lost some money here. This is my memory, if you can say. So apart from that, they always made money and started losing in this particular year, trailing 12 months. Last year, March 2020. So this has happened. Now, what is the growth? Growth rate we have seen is a company given a growth rate of 42% CAGR over 5 years and 28% CAGR of 10 years over the period of 10 years. This is the company how it looks like. Promoter holding, if you see, 38.41% with the promoters. FI has heavily invested almost 39.5%, 11.25% DIs. And public is 10.81%. If you expand that, these people are strong, like majority holders of this company when it comes to public. Apart from these people, the public, like retail investors, has only around 5 or 5.5% stake in this company. So this company is majorly held by people who understand business and who knows the business and who can govern the business. So it's not a public oriented company at all. So this is how this company looks like from a fundamental perspective and from a stock market perspective. Now we'll look into how this company is operating. So if you see InfoEdge, as I told you, there are two parts. First part is the company which own entities. So if you go to recruitment, we all know Naukri.com is the biggest portal of recruitment in India. Apart from Naukri.com, they have First Naukri, Naukri Gulf, Quadrangle Search, and they have some TV commercials. Okay. Then, so these are the companies which owned by Naukri. Apart from that, they have, if you go to real estate, they have 99 acres. If you leave that, if you go to matrimony, they have Jivan Sathi. If you go to education, they have Shiksha. And if you go to education, Shiksha, investing companies will discuss later. So education, matrimony, real estate and recruitment, in all these four particular sectors, they have companies which are kind of market leaders. If not market leaders, at least they have a good market hold. And these four companies actually give the result. What we see here is standalone results. If you go to standalone, if you go to standalone, these result this comes from is own companies. When you go to this is consolidated. When it comes from investing companies. Because click on standalone, that comes from its own companies. What we just saw here. Now we'll see the companies where it invested and what these companies do, and what the future holds for these companies, and how it will impact InfoEdge in the long run. So the major big company what they invested is Zomato and Policybazaar. So Zomato, they have 19.3%. That's a huge amount of holding. If I tell you, Zomato is a company which has 53,000 crore of valuation, out of which Zomato 19.3% is held by InfoEdge. That means around 10,000 crores, more than 10,000 crores. Around 10,000 crores holding is with InfoEdge. Policybazaar 15.1%. Policybazaar is also a unicorn. That means it's $1 billion valuation. So these two are major companies. No Paper Forms. No Paper Forms is a company. I'll tell you what these companies do also. No Paper Forms is a company which is into education. So it makes admission to universities and colleges an easy process. Now because of pandemic, everything is moving online, particularly education, which was never online. You have to go to college, we have to go to school, we have to do some attendance and do some form fills and everything. Now since everything is moving online, these particular companies will be a lot in focus, and people will try to use these companies' tools as much as possible to optimize the online process. So No Paper Forms is one such company which will do very good in the future if they can compete with other startups in the same domain. So No Paper Forms does this. Happily Unmarried was a company, but it was a company that customized e-commerce products, but somehow it didn't work out. Then they launched one more company called Ustra. So Ustra creates product for men's grooming. So if you see ad on Instagram and everywhere, you might see Ustra. They have beard oil, combs and beard wax, hair wax. This kind of things they make only for men's grooming. So Happily Married founders, they closed that company and they started Ustra. Univarieties, also somewhere related to education. Okay, these are also automating the process to online, the offline process. Gramophone is a big thing for InfoEdge, I believe, because this company is tapping the market of agriculture. So agri-tech, what we call about. So this company creates a tech for farmers where they sell seeds, they sell pesticides and everything. They give you tools, they give you technology transfer, knowledge about different implementation regarding to farming to farmers. So they do everything related to farming, and they are easing out that process. So they are revolutionizing the entire agri-tech, what we call. So this particular sector has a lot of players. I'm not saying Gramophone is the only player. There are a lot of players. For Gramophone, since it is backed by InfoEdge, they have a lot of muscle power behind them, and also they have got advantage from their group of investing companies. So what I mean, there are a lot of founders who are big, have done a lot better. They have a lot of funding access and everything. And Gramophone, being a child of InfoEdge or being a company which invested by InfoEdge, it will get a lot of benefit from this entire ecosystem of good founders. And Gramophone as a sector is there into a sector which is growing very fast and which will grow even more in the future, since the government and also the startups are focusing on agriculture and they are trying to innovate in this agriculture sector. So Gramophone is a company which will add a lot of value to this InfoEdge company. Shoe Connect is one more company. I forgot what Shoe Connect does. MedCodes is a company which is into medtech. So when it's for medtech, they are the company which sell medicine. It's normal to Pharmacy, and it's Pharmacy. If you see 1mg, if you see Netmeds, if you see, they are kind of similar to that. Online consultation, online selling of medicines, and Also, they give options to create your medical records. So, for example, in my family there are 5 members. Everybody has their own medical records, and sometimes we forget. 5 years back, if my mom had an X-ray, right now if I go and search that, it's difficult to find it. Even if you find it, maybe we have to keep it very safeguard and everything, and we have cannot access it if I'm in Bangalore and my mom is in my hometown. So getting me the reports is very difficult. She has to scan and send me and everything. But if we keep it digitally, it's available for all the family members wherever we go, whenever we want. So this company does that also. It's like medical repository of all your family records, medical records. So Practo also does have these options. So none of these companies are only one company in the entire domain. They have other competition also, but these companies are in domain which is growing and which will grow. So everything, these things were mostly offline kind of thing. People are not worried about medical records, keeping it sync on digital. But now because of pandemic, people become very serious about medical records and overall health kind of stuff. So they will start using these kind of platforms, Practo, Medcode, whichever company they use. But if this company markets it well and does well in the business, this sector will grow eventually. This company will grow or not, we can't say, but it is there in the right sector. Printo is a very old company. We might have heard of. Some of you might have seen if you are in metro cities. So they are offline stores. They take online orders also. So they give you basically printing. They are into printing, visiting cards, or if you say any kind of cards, visiting card or catalogs or flyers or things like that. Any kind of printing this company does, and it's a good. They have good number of stores. Whatever I've seen in Bangalore, there's lots of chains, and they do good stuff actually. Then Shop Kirana. Shop Kirana is like Udan. If you would have heard Udan. So if you don't know Udan, Udan is a B2B market, B2C marketplace. So basically businesses, no, it's a B2B marketplace. So businesses can buy from manufacturers. So small businesses, like suppose I'm from a small village or basically a very small town, and I want to procure some, for example, 10-20 t-shirts of a pattern. So I don't know the vendors. I have to go to Delhi or Calcutta or Ludhiana and have to talk to vendor and buy the stuff. So what Shop Kirana or Udan does, they automate the process, or basically they make it a platform where those factory owners or manufacturers put their catalogs, and I, as a business, not as a retail customer, as a business, I can browse through the catalogs and find the suitable seller for me. So this helps both the small retailers. They give them access to a lot of inventories, and they give it's also help the manufacturer to give them a customers which they never had. So this is Shop Kirana is similar, does the same thing. The other people also in the market who does the things. Udan is one big example. It's a unicorn and backed by Flipkart founders. Great HR is a tool which automates the HR process. So regarding payroll and leave management and your employee records, so all those things that were great HR. And we also use this tool actually, just to tell you. So I know this tool end to end how this operates, and this is a good tool actually. It's relatively cheaper in the market. It doesn't cost you a bomb. If you hire a HR like account person to do all this stuff, that might cost you a lot of money. But relatively, if a company, small size company, Great HR is a very good tool. So a lot of startups use this tool, and it's helpful. So I can vouch for this. It's a good company, good product at least. Okay. Adda 24/7, not ad. It's Adda 24/7 is again, it's the poker, online game poker. So we all know how big this online gaming going to be in the future. So 16.97% is held by InfoEdge in this company, and Adda 24/7, if this company keep doing whatever it is doing the way, definitely today or tomorrow this company will be listed. So few days back or few months back, Nazara got listed. So Nazara is also into gaming, and we saw how big the listing was. Similarly, Adda 24/7 is also in this sector, online gaming, and online gaming is going to get very big in the future. And a lot of international investments, FII investments coming to the market in online gaming. So this investment will increase the valuation of this particular company, which will in return increase the valuation of InfoEdge investment in this company. So with this, we need to look out for. Till India is close to somewhere. I forgot what Till India does. I actually forgot. Legit Quest is something into legal. So they do legal tech. If you say, they're mostly for lawyers, attorneys, and things like, and those kind of profession who use this particular platform to understand the different kind of laws and all those things. So this is again a very niche market. Shipsy is into logistics. So Shipsy is what? Shipsy is a platform where uh, it's a platform where you connect the shipper to the person who's booking the option. So it's like a platform where the shipper, the different kind of logistic companies are listed, and then you can use to book the shippings, and you can track and everything. So Shipsy is a B2B platform for logistics. Coding Ninja, not coding, it's Coding Ninjas. Coding Ninja is a platform where you practice coding basically. So it's get a lot of projects where you can implement. You get to know some data structure questions or data structure algorithm questions. Of you might get also in different language, Python, Java, C++, whatever language you choose for. There are a lot of examples which you can solve and you get a lot of marks, some great kind of stuff and some points. So based on that, you can give interview in other companies. You can share the score, and based on the score, you might be scheduled for different kinds of interview or different level of companies. So Coding Ninja is similar to what HackerRank was, or HackerRank still is. So this is a platform where you can practice coding and you can improve your coding skills. So this is what this entire investment of InfoEdge looks like. The overall investment is 1233.9, so almost 1234 crores of investment this has done. Now, how things will change for InfoEdge in the future. First, we'll see Zomato IPO angle. So Zomato is listing, they have told they are going to listing for 8,250 crores, out of which stake sale by the investors will is 750 crores. Now, what happens is, InfoEdge is not the only investor in, InfoEdge is not the only investor in the case of Zomato. So they have other investors also in the case of Zomato. I think around 85% is owned by investors only. 15% is owned by Deepinder Goyal, and other person I forgot the name. So whatever the stake sale happens, this company is also going to sell some of its stake, and definitely a good amount of money is coming from this 750 crore to InfoEdge. And also the listing will be a big listing. I can tell you about that because first of all, people are noticing how this tech thing has done in the past, in last 1 year or 1.5 years in the US. Every listed company, you say DoorDash, newly listed company, the bumper listing, and then already listed companies, Uber or Airbnb, Amazon, everything, or even Tesla also. Every based company has seen their stocks going skyrocket, like 3-4x. Everybody has given. This will impact whenever Zomato list, and Zomato will also be the first startup from India, like a big startup is going to list in the stock market. They will also open doors for a lot many startups in the future. Also, SEBI is going to reduce that what I say, criteria for listing of a startup. So this everything will going to impact Zomato IPO listing, and that will eventually impact InfoEdge overall in the share market. Apart from that, sorry, apart from that, Policy Bazaar is going to get listed also. They are also trying to get into the IPO. So that will also be good listing, and it will eventually benefit InfoEdge. Similarly, I believe this particular company is Shop Kirana, Great HR, Gramophone, and Shipsy, Adda 24/7. So these 5 companies are going to get a good lot of investment from. I'm not sure about no paper forms right now because it's a very small company. Shoe Connect, not very sure. Printo itself is like, it's a too big now to fail. It's a big company. There's not much growth I think there is in Printo. But this particular company is Adda 247, Great HR, Gramophone, and Policy Bazaar. This company is going to fetch a lot of money to InfoEdge because a lot of startups, lot of investors is coming from the outside India, international. They're going to invest in these particular companies, which will eventually raise the total valuation of these companies, and which will eventually be benefited for InfoEdge whenever these companies gets acquired or get listed. That's how these PE and VC companies make money. How it works is like, you invest today 1 lakh rupees of money at 10%, example, initially. Tomorrow down the line, company does good, somebody invests at 2% only, 10 lakh rupees. So basically your investment remains same, your holding 10% remains same, but company's valuation becomes 10 times. So right now when you invest it was 10 lakh, you got 10% because of your 1 lakh. But now your percentage remains same, but company becomes 1 crore. So your valuation of becomes 10 times now. So your 1 lakh become 10 lakh in a very short period of time. And what happens, this when they see opportunity, they sell this stake and they get out. And they eventually multiplies the money by a good number, 5x, 7x, 10x, 20x also it happens in the past. So this is how Info is going to make money when these companies gets either listed or either they get sold or acquired by some other companies. So this is how InfoEdge going to work out, and this is how InfoEdge is going to work out in the future also. And this is how the InfoEdge overall as a company will be impacted when these startups coming into the IPO or coming into the stock market or getting listed in the stock market. So this was a brief, or not brief, it's a long actual discussion how this InfoEdge company works and how the entire future looks like for InfoEdge. Now we'll see the charts, and it will be a very small thing. So right now the chart is like this. So company is falling from its peak. Okay. So now this is one kind of support. It's already touched the support, and I believe it might fall little bit, but it's already fallen a lot, so probably it might not. If it doesn't fall, it will go back to its 52 whatever high it made for sure. And then you can, if you want to see the return from current valuation, the return is around, I always does this, right? It's not visible. So the return is around 28.1%. This is definitely immediate return. If by any chance, which is very unlikely, I'm telling you, it's not going to happen. I'm quite sure about it. If the company falls at this particular level, if by any chance this company falls into this particular level and you buy at this particular level, or you average out close to this price, then the return will be close to 60%. But I'm telling you, this is very unlikely. If you want to invest in this company, invest it right now, and slowly you can average it out if by any chance if it goes at this level. But don't wait for it to go to this level so that you want to invest, because this is not going to happen. It's very unlikely it's going to happen. Second most important thing I tell you, this is, as per my analysis, operator game. Okay, the FIs reduce their stake, and the retail investors will panic and they will sell. And whenever Zomato is going to get listed, these operators or whatever FIs, they will invest again in this company at lower price, and this the stock of this company will go even higher than whatever it reached before. So this is how it's going to happen tomorrow. This is what is going to happen in this particular stock, definitely. So don't wait for it to go down. Invest it if you can right now, average it out, and wait for it to go high. It will definitely cross this particular level once Zomato gets listed. This is going to happen. It's written all over it. So this was my analysis of the video. I'm sorry if it been long for you, and if I bored you somewhere in the middle. But so if you like the video, you hit the like button, share it with your friends. Let's create a community to share the knowledge as much as possible. And if you have any feedback, you let me know in the comment section. And thank you so much for watching for so long, and we'll see you in the next video. Till then, stay happy, stay safe. Thank you so much.